All right, welcome to Ears to the Street with Factor Entertainment Meet. I am your host, HG. We back at it again tonight. We will be doing these every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that's the official time slot. But who knows when we're going to hop on and get cracking and get it cracking. But I want to come back in and touch on a conversation that we had last night. You know, we had a panel of 6 or 7 real good discussion about a particular video that I'm going to actually get to play tonight. Last night I played the video, but the guests were only able to hear the vocals. So we had the conversation just based off the vocals and just understanding what was going on. But tonight I'll get to play the video, and me and Mind Over Matter will have a discussion about the video and basically what we talked about yesterday, revisiting it, and then he gets to chime in a little bit more on his perspective from it, because his perspective was a little different from everybody else's. I wouldn't say it was 100% in disagreement, but it wasn't 100% in agreement either. So, let's go for it right now. First off, Mind Over Matter, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing tonight?
Great. All right, so we just gonna hop right into it. No need to drag it along. So I'm gonna play the video.
I'm gonna say this too, and I still haven't seen the video. It's my first time.
Right. So here we go. Want to make sure it pop up first. All right, boom, there we go. I know you can see that, right?
Yep.
All right, bet. So let me blow it up. All right, here we go. We're gonna play it. Make sure the volume is up. Want to make sure it can be heard. All right, here we go. Nigga know I play with me, all shoot his ass right in that ground. Head around, step on the break, hit him in the face. She gon' suck the dick on face, bitch, I'm in the left, bitch, keep on talking, hit her in the glare. Bitch, I have up in the Glock, hit him in the force, hit him with the Glock, I take him down, hit him in the face. Big little bro, try like he a king. Bitch, I got the Glock up on my side, he tired of money. Clap him in the leg, let nigga drive. Bitch, I'm in the sun, bitch, I'm in my D. Keep on talking, bitch, I'm in the sun. Bitch, I throw a bullet out there, bitch, in your fucking face. And that big I switch on. All right, there we go. There we have it.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, boy.
Wait.
He was on this.
Hold on. Whoa. What you got to say?
He was on this. He was on this. I don't care what nobody, man. Hey, what's it?
Oh my God.
You gonna tell? You gonna tell me? Okay, so how old is Sexy Red?
I don't know, but I would assume, no more than about 26, 27, if that.
Okay, so let's say she's 26. So she's 20 years older than him. So at 26, she's saying she out there in Miami looking for the hoochie daddies and naming the color of her booty hole. And this dude right here, he piecing together how he gonna hit you with the tech and he gonna hit you. I mean, come on, man. He was spitting.
25. Just looked it up. She's 25.
She's 20. Okay, so 19 years. And it's like, he was spitting. She gonna be spitting. I ain't heard her spit on nothing. That little young dude there was spitting, man, for real.
So we're establishing right now that a 6-year-old has more talent maybe than Sexy Red.
Yeah, he was compared to Sexy Red, he was spitting.
Right. Okay, so let's get into the message and the let's get in, like I put in the title, pros and cons. So based off the conversation we had last night, based off this being a 6-year-old, based off the content of the music, based off the whole black race, everything, you know, give me your pros and cons to this. You know what I'm saying? And let's see, you know, from your opinion, you know, what does it make? Does it matter if the pros outweigh the cons, or it's just it is what it is? So just from your perspective, seeing this video, how do you what is your perspective on it besides him just being talented and listening to the music and saying, "Oh, that shit sound nice"?
I believe I take a liberal approach to it. I think that the pros should outweigh the cons. It should be about nothing negative, and you know I share that right there. But in reality, he was piecing his words together. It made sense. It had a flow to it, so it's like it can grab your ear. You can listen to it. Now we got a problem with what he's saying. Okay, well, like the analogy I gave the other night. This boy's 6 years old, and he's talking about these street things that he does, and we know he don't do it. He's 6 years old. He doesn't do it. So we're arguing that he's saying things that he don't do. We should be glad that he don't do it. He's too young to do it, but he shouldn't perpetuate it. Okay, well, Ice Cube, you know what I mean? NWA, they was in their late teens, and that's what they was perpetuating, gangster lifestyle. And we congratulate them for that. Dr. Dre, a billionaire now from gangster rap, a billionaire. You saying that this kid, he ought to stop early. It's too early for him to do that. Wait till you become Dre age, and then you can be a billionaire. It don't make no sense.
So with the content itself and him being that age, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what you rap about at what age. So if it was a, let's say, I don't know, just hypothetically speaking, you know, let's say a 3-year-old is able to formulate sentences, you know, probably not as good as a 6-year-old, but let's say you could still, the 3-year-old can still rap to a beat and have enough articulation to where you can understand what he's being said. So even at 3 years old, if we got a 3-year-old rapping about shooting guns, you know, bitch, come over here, I caught these niggas in the garage and clapped them all up. Like, long as it's able to be understood and there's a entertainment or a likeness to it, or a likable vibe that we're feeling from hearing it, that it makes it okay, or it's just the norm and it is what it is.
No, it's not that it makes it okay. We judge music by its danceability, lyrics, and all kinds of different things, and different people do it in variations. What I'm saying is that when you put that on, when you eliminate the all the cons from it, was it audible? Could you understand it? Yeah. Did it have a little beat? Yeah. Could you see it being marketable? Yeah, I can see all that. So it's like I'm not sitting here trying to doubt myself or play games with reality, saying that, oh, this is hard, this is horrible. The content, we know the content, but we hear that from grown folks. So it's like we should not hear it from the youngsters. But in this case, we is. I don't know if you familiar with Rap A Lot Records. Rap A Lot Records was one of the first ones to put somebody young on there. They had a dude named a little youngster named Tulo. His name was Tulo. I don't know how old he was. He was a little kid, and he on a song going off, and it's like, uh, and this was in the '90s. You know what I mean? And most people didn't think about it. So for me to hear this now, I'm thinking like, nah, I've been here before. In the '90s, I've been here before with the dude named Tulo that was on Rap A Lot, talking about shooting and killing and all that shit.
So as someone with your background, you know, let's look at it from a cultural standpoint, or a black culture standpoint of progression. Is this something that, do you feel that is something that will progress black people as a whole? Do you care if black people progress as a whole? Let me ask you that question first.
Yeah, I do. I feel that the black people that don't care about things, they can actually hinder and hold back the ones that do. because a lot of times we spend more time trying to cater to them than cater amongst each other that want to see us do better and we get our shit together, leave them by the wayside. We don't do that. So yeah, obviously I care about that. But at the same time, um I'm looking at what progress is. And there's not a lot of progress in I think the way it's shifted to look as to where it's horrible what the kid rap about. Yeah, I agree with that. The lyrics is they rough. It's that nigga shit. But the key is that it's marketable. Grown folks are doing it. He may get through with it. I don't think it's gonna be a rush of youngsters coming through there. You know, if it is, then you know, it ain't my calling. I ain't the one that's making people buy it. It's like Sexy Red. You know what I mean? People buying it. That's what they want to hear. I would never buy that, but it's marketable. Some people had the same opinion about her that I have about the 6-year-old. That's just what it is. You gotta be able to articulate what makes sense about it. Is it catchy? Was it audible? Could you understand what he was saying? Yeah. Can't nobody deny that.
So you feel there shouldn't be any type of and this is a question I'm phrasing. You feel like there shouldn't be any type of accountability on the people who listen to it that are older, or the people that's listening to it that, like, you would probably say, hey, this shit sounded nice, let it rock. You know what I'm saying? There's no accountability for that, or people who, you know, people who just feel like, okay, he's 6 years old, he shouldn't be doing it, you know, it's wrong. So, you know, I don't know if I'm asking the question correctly, but like this is really, like, to you, it's like it's really no big deal. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, you know, everybody's doing it. This is the climate of rap. He did it. Nah, we don't really want to hear that, or we don't believe him, but who gives a fuck?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is kind of like I'm one of the ones that's saying I'm looking at it for what it is, and not what I want it to be. So we got a video of a 6-year-old boy. And let's it's like, so since it's so horrible to people to hear, like, oh, what he's saying, that's not right, that's garbage, that no one is saying that it's not garbage. What I'm saying is that when you remove all the cons from it and you look at all the pros, this is a young boy, young black boy. Obviously, whoever's taking care of him, he spends enough time on his craft. So it's not like he's not like some little kid that's mumbling, reading at a below grade level. I bet you he probably read at a higher grade level than boys his age. You know what I mean? His age and above age a little bit. I bet you he does. It's like we don't know the background. And then if you have an ear, you'll know that anybody that's that young, and if he kind of like got the cadence down like that, that means that he's above average in that craft. So he can grasp an idea. If you know how to make if you know how to emulate his voice to sound like that, and he can keep up with the cadence, then that means he'll end up knowing when he offbeat, what a flow is, and all that. Only at 6 years old, it's grown man. I mean, look at Blueface. Look how Blueface rap, or Silk the Shocker. You know what I'm saying? Grown men and shit. And this little boy, he on point.
Not Silk the Shocker.
Yeah,
Silk the Shocker had one of the most unorthodox flows. You know what I'm saying? But
it was
yeah, it was,
to me, it wasn't orthodox. It's like, the way he flipped it. With him, it's just like each time you hear how he flipped it, you like, nah, I ain't with this shit.
it was like slightly off beat, but like these days, off beat is the thing. But so, you know, I heard you say, let's take away the cons. Let's take away the cons. Let's take away the cons. But in life, you can't take away the cons. We can, you know, theorize, or, you know, take away the cons in conversation just for conversation's sake, but you can't take away the cons and the consequences of anything that's being done, because anything that happens has a reaction to it, or some type of residue that comes from it. So with a 6-year-old rapping like this, one of the cons may be that another 6-year-old may hear a 6-year-old may hear it, and or a 4-year-old may hear it, and it could be influential and based off the power of music, because it's people who will do things based off the music that they hear. Now, that's not everybody, but there's a large majority of people who will listen to a song and hear, go clap them niggas up, go clap them niggas up, and then they'll be riding around trying to clap some niggas up. So to take out the cons, you know, we could take out the cons and focus on the pros, but let's focus on the cons and see, do the pros outweigh the con? And if the cons outweigh the pros, in your opinion, does that matter? So we had a 6-year-old right here rapping. This thing went viral. Like, this clip is off a popular Instagram channel that got like hundreds of thousands of viewers. So that you got something to say? Chime in.
No. I'm listening.
So just say you got a platform that got 200K views. They played this video, so they're promoting it. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're promoted to say this is bad, it's still being promoted. And let's say we got a 6-year-old that hears this. You know, I think 6-year-old is old enough to understand like what a gun is and could grab a gun and use a gun. You know, I'm pretty sure if we Googled like how many kids shootings, I'm pretty sure we may see a 6 or 7-year-old in there somewhere. So,
but here's why I kind of want to jump in, because I think we can get ahead.
Go ahead.
As you said, they know what a gun is. So, is it saying that if other 6-year-olds hear this 6-year-old rapping what he rapping, it's going to instantaneously make the 6-year-old grab the gun? The 6-year-old already knows what the gun is, and he ain't grabbing it. He's not going to grab it because the 6-year-old talked about it. You know.
So you don't think music is influential to where if they hear it, it won't make them go do it?
Music definitely is influential. I know that music is influential because I remember a time when I was at one of the worst prisons in California, and this is in like the mid early 2000s, and somebody that I knew was waiting to go to the store. We both had been down for a while. I don't know how long he had been down, but I had been down for a little while, like at least 10 years at this time. So this dude, he waited to go to the store, and this is the dude. I'm in prison this time for multiple armed robberies and assault with a firearm, and this dude is in there for murder. So he leaning on a wall and he rocking back and forth, and he's saying this noise. I don't know. I kind of got an idea what he talking about. He talking about something with 50 Cent, but I never heard the 50 Cent album yet because I didn't really mess with it. And he was doing that G unit. He was doing G unit. He was doing that, and he was like, "Hey, you unit?" He was like, "I said, nah." He said, "Man, they hard as mother." I said, "What make them hard?" He said, "Man, they hard as mother. Real street niggas. They street New York." And I'm thinking like, damn, here's a real nigga right here before me that's in prison for murder. He didn't put niggas in the dirt, and he bouncing on this prison wall, telling me how some niggas on some rap label is real niggas because they be doing all this and that. And I'm like, the dumbness of that whole encounter just happened. Like, so I know the difference between, you know, what's real and what's not, and what's influential and what ain't. I understand that right there, but I know that by that 6-year-old, even if he do blow up, I mean, Bow Wow blew up. He still had his corny aspect, because anytime like the youngsters do it, it's automatically corny. Like, you got to be a corny dude or corny female to look at somebody that's like early stage, only been walking the earth, you know what I'm saying, a nickel, you know what I'm saying, 7 years, and then you got them rapping like it ain't cool. It's cool if they can go ahead and do the craft and everything, but nobody's like seeking them out for that. But if you find a raw gem that actually can do that, then yeah, he can go ahead and do it. Like I told you, it was a dude named Tulo doing it way back in the day on Rap a Lot, and he was saying, wait, he was gangster with it.
So you don't think based on what you said, you don't think it's any ramifications from a 6-year-old rapping like this? Like you saying a 6-year-old could rap like this and no one's going to take it serious to any degree to do anything after hearing it?
That's ramification. It could be another one try to follow behind, and then it could even be something like you see on the Boondocks where the dude do something, go to jail, get shot. It could be that. The same with the grown folks. You know what I'm saying? When everybody crying not too long ago about what happened with the Migos, the Takeoff or whatever the dude name was, Jay Prince thing. Right. It was like, yeah, that should happen. You know what I'm saying? Niggas should have known. Everybody know he should have known better. So something happened 6 years. That's how it goes. Everybody accept that. Right. didn't the brother say on the show, the rapper is synonymous with criminal and all that. So we all accept that already. So it's like it ain't no surprise. Like, oh, this could lead to this. We already know what rap music leads to. We didn't see the worst of it. Booty hole, how your booty, what color your booty hole is, and motherfuckers putting the option in the ground. So it's like, why the
so why even speak against it is what you're saying? Like, just accept it for what it is.
By not buying it, you ain't doing nothing. By not supporting, not buying it, you ain't doing nothing. People go to the concert. People go to the concert. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then you look at if you're looking at the age and everything, like oh this and that. How old was what's that group 702? Subway. Remember that song Subway featuring 702?
It sounds familiar. I had to hear this.
I think it's called This Little Game We Play. They was young motherfuckers talking about some R&B shit, shaking and gyrating and some fucking and all. It was underage, so it's like niggas pick and choose when they want the youngsters to be singing and dancing and all that. Tevin Campbell being that young, Quincy Jones turning them out. You know what I'm saying? Had him gay. You know, no problem with that. But 6-year-old talking about.
So you saying like if Michael Jackson, when he was young, he was singing about love and stuff like that. He never experienced it, but we liked it, so we rock with it.
Give it to me, girl, baby. They, you know, you got youngsters singing, give it to me, and shake it and all that. You know what I'm saying? It was cute. So now you got a nigga talking about killing. Oh, wait a minute, wrong. You know what I'm saying? This you got can't pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? When it's fun. Yeah.
Right. Well,
that wouldn't be it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's I'm just being real with it like that, man. I look at it from a perspective as to where it could be this or that, or if you was a family member of you, because I forget who it is. I don't know if it was Joe Budden. I remember recently I seen somebody had said that they respect even the mumble rappers because they see that each of these new rappers that come out, they at least supporting 16 family stuff. So I can respect that right there. I can respect that. They take care of their family and probably some extended family members and shit. So they feeding people. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. Let's take it before the kid gets to the booth to actually record this. Obviously he had to memorize this. Obviously his environment is made up of some sort of is made up of this in some shape, form, or fashion. You know, so this is this 6-year-old's environment. You know, he has older teenagers or older whatever around him who's probably selling drugs, probably got guns, probably got Dracos, he's probably 6-year-old. He's probably a 6-year-old in a home where they bring in older women over. He's probably seeing sexual things happen, and then he's being made to go into because is this the 6-year-old's choice to go into the studio and rap about this, or is this his environment that he's growing up in and he's being pushed to rap about this? If this is his environment and this rap verse is stemming from his environment, is that the type of environment that's okay for young black 6-year-olds to be in? Like, it's just like it is what it is. It's like fuck it. I can't hear you, yo. Did I cut your mic off or your mic?
I said that I'm not saying it's okay. Well, I'm saying that it's definitely not okay to speculate what type of family he come from. Because like I say, we don't know. The whole family could be squares. He could just know how to rap. You know what I mean? He could just know how to rap. And I mean, didn't ain't that what Ice Cube was all about? He had never he wasn't from Compton. He didn't do none of that stuff. It was just stuff that
it's a fine line between living in an environment where you not necessarily participating, but you are influenced by it to a degree, or you see it, on a consistent basis. As I can say that for myself, like, I didn't seen some of the worst shit, but I haven't actually did the worst shit. You see what I'm saying? So, and I could go, and I was a rapper, and I could go talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, with the way I was, and I had some of my rah-rah songs and shit where like if a nigga really knew me, they were like, all right, Mike, you was exaggerating a little bit on that one, you know what I'm saying? But I always kept it, you know what I'm saying, at a balance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I done had a couple, you know what I'm saying? Not on no crazy shit though. You'll never hear me, I come with the Drako and swing the block. Like I got shitload of songs. You'll never hear that from me, but you might hear some, nigga, if you try me, I'll blow your shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what'd you say? Allowed to throw a thread on wax. I said everybody's allowed to throw a thread on wax. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's allowed to say what they'll do.
But man, I kind of lost my train of thought what I was saying with that. But damn, I lost my train of thought. So, damn, I lost my train of thought because I was going somewhere with that one. But I see what you're saying, but I also gotta point out, like I kind of said, like with the environment. Yeah, okay, this is my point I was kind of make. Like with the environment, he might not be, you know what I'm saying, in a situation or doing that shit, but this is the environment. Like, even if he a square, this is still the environment. And he's rapping about it. So in a sense, he's perpetuating it. So I understand, like you saying, it's the cons don't matter, or you trying to waive the cons. Like, what's more important? You know what I'm saying? Do we just keep it on this thing? Like, okay, this is what it is. This is the climate. Who gives a fuck? This is the black race. We shouldn't speak against it. We should just try to profit from it if we can. If we're able to profit from it, why not?
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that because it doesn't sound right, and it seems like if that was the mode that people was operating, everybody wouldn't do it because some people just ain't got it in them to even do anything proactive. So at some point you have to look at it. Okay, so the people that are putting out rap, those are the ones that's taking the time to hone their craft. They following their dream, they pursuing their dreams. They got aspirations. And the fans support that. So that's what he's trying to do. It's like I'll never be on the bandwagon of, oh, that's horrible. I'm not saying I promote it. What I'm saying is that if he's actually going through that and he's trying to be a rapper, they in a good position.
So as someone, let's look at it from a parent's perspective. I don't have children, but someone with children may come home one day and their son or daughter is in front of the mirror or on YouTube saying, I got the Glock and I swing around and I pop, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like, as a parent, is this okay behavior? Should the parent come home, hear this, and say, hey, you sound cold at what you're doing, the way your cadence and how you're rapping sounds very catchy. Keep rapping about this and, see if it goes somewhere. I'll even help cultivate this right here. Or as a parent, do they come in and say, okay, I hear your cadence, you sound good, let me show you some type of raps or a mind state to where you can still do rap but not be so negative with it?
I mean, I think, yeah, if you're coming from the perspective of that perfect world, yeah, they can take that route with them. But
what if not even a perfect world? What if it's just a even balance? You know what I'm saying? Like, we know 9 times, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, I say maybe 7 times out of 10, if you hear some modern day rap, it's gonna be some tone of violence in it. You know what I'm saying?
Sadly, yeah.
Right. So even with that other 30%, we have the ability to, as a parent or as an influencer or as some type of guardian, to mold the child to home in that craft. Let's not make them stop rapping, but we have the ability to say, look, you don't got to rap about that. That, even though that's probably what the industry want to hear and that's what's selling right now, you still have the ability to use your talent and use your mind and rap about something that isn't so negative, and then something that you ain't even doing. You just trying to replicate something that you heard that you think is cool or that's what's popping right now. So do you think that it's okay to try to steer them in a more positive direction with the raps, or just leave it like it is because that's what the majority want to hear, or go ahead.
Yeah, definitely steer him away from that. Tell him, your cadence was on point. It was coherent, all that stuff. But the problem is that your age, you're too young, and what you saying. So if we add maybe 10 years onto your age, 16, then they'll go for it. But you just a little bit too young. So let's switch what you're doing, and I want you to do this cat in the hat type stuff. And then that's gonna blow up. You're gonna blow up and do that. Yeah, tell him that right there. And it's like we all know that'll be a lie, and he ain't gonna go nowhere with that.
He said cat in the hat. He ain't gonna go nowhere. So there's no now I gotta do some research now. So you're telling me, and I can't think of nobody, but
pull up Too Low. If you got the thing on there, you will hook it up. Pull up Too Low on Rap A Lot Records. Too Low.
Now, what I was gonna say though, is there any young rappers 6-7 years old that's rapping but have a positive message? And we should see if how because this shorty who's rapping about this, I've never heard of him. I don't know if he's popular or not, but I'm just trying to see, are there any 6-7 year olds who's rapping right now that's has some popularity off of positive type of content? You know what I'm saying?
It might be a couple. I don't really the kids rap. I wouldn't really purchase the kids rap. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, we wouldn't know and shit, but it just got me to thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Ride around bumping that. I never even said that. Remember, you speculate on a whole lot of things. If you ask me, do I see something wrong with it? I'm gonna say these are the pros and cons of it, and I'm saying that from the perspective I'm looking at it, I'm all with the pros of what he got going on. He young. He can. Maybe you can do the same lyrics, maybe not. I'm saying that I think he can sell. I think he can actually sell.
So what if a kid did listen to this and do something behind it? Would that matter?
Do something like, say, "Mommy, I want to start rapping too," and then start reading the dictionary. And she said, "Well, you got to get your wordplay." So them trying to I guess add on to their comprehension skills. That you can do something like that.
Well, that's something that they could do based off hearing it, or let's say they heard it and they found their mother's gun and they know where their mom keeps her gun in the drawer, and he grabbed the gun and walked up the street and went across the street where he figured the opposition is and shot the opposition.
Yeah, because the other 6-year-old kid never heard none of that until the other 6-year-old kid came out with his CD. He never heard violence. He never heard. He waited. He never knew that rappers talked about killing until he heard the 6-year-old rapper talk about it in that 6-year-old language. He said, "Oh, it's time for me to get active. He's 6, I'm 6. It's time for me to get active."
So it doesn't go that way? What do you do?
It makes no sense. So look, let me ask you this. If that makes sense to somebody, then it should make sense that all these little midgets and like the little autistic people that you see doing these retarded videos and shit, that means that other retarded people should be sitting somewhere looking at TikTok. And they should see another. Okay, look. So a retarded person should be sitting there looking at TikTok. Whatever the retarded person thinking about, they should click. They should see another retarded motherfucker do some retarded shit. They should say, "Damn, he doing it. I'm gonna do it too." They should instantly hit record and start doing some dancing. It's like that's the same equivalency of that bullshit right there.
Right.
It's like,
That's
it don't
crazy.
happen like that. That shit is retarded. Another 6-year-old ain't gonna hear this 6-year-old talk about guns and this and that, and instantaneously go to trying to get his mom's pistol and do all that. It don't. It we start sounding like white folks at some point where we think that's how it goes, and we know that it don't go like that. So if that's the case, how did me and you, grown people, how did we progress on to actually putting in some music, press and play of somebody that we know a grown man is saying how he'll bust another dude head open and shoot the dude and kill and rape the female and all that. We listen to that music. All of us listen to that when we knew what was going on. We listened to that.
Right. Yeah. Me growing up, I'm in the era. I listened to NWA. Like, I was born in '83, so um, I remember, like, kind of like when Scarface first came out, Ghetto Boys, NWA. NWA was I probably came like when I started listening to the music and probably couldn't fully comprehend it, but was listening to it. Um, I can't remember. Was it Some Niggas? What was that album with NWA? It was called Some Niggas.
Niggas for life.
Yeah, Niggas for Life. You know what I'm saying? That's like the first NWA album I remember, but that wasn't the first album, though, was it? That was like the second one, wasn't it? Maybe like the second or third one, some shit like that.
That was later on. It was, I think, the NWA and the Posse was first, I think, and then you got Straight Outta Compton, and you got
Right.
then once he left, they had a few EPs, 100 Miles and Running. They had
Right. Let me see. Niggas for Life.
I remember that album, Niggas for Life. That's one of my favorite ones.
Right, that was one of them. I remember my cousin. I went on my cousin's house. He was staying over east, and I stayed close to the west, on the west end of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Not the west side, but the southwest side of Chicago. And I went over there to his house. And he was like, "Man, check this out." And he started playing that Niggas for Life, and that had to be about 90, maybe like 90, 91 or some shit. But
Nigga anthem. That was a nigga anthem.
yeah. Wouldn't you like to be a nigga too? Like, so, I understand the influence of it, but
And think about how ignorant that shit was. Think about that. That shit was ignorant in the motherfucker.
yeah. And it and based off household, you know what I'm saying? Because I only can speak for my household, and even I can speak for a lot of other households and my friends stuff, because we all listen to the same music. I can say, did nobody, like you said, instantaneously go out and like, oh, we looking for nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? But it does set a tone in your thinking, though. It does set a particular tone in your thinking. I think on some level or another, me, even you, and a lot of other people listening to the music growing up, it did influence us in some shape, form, or fashion. Maybe positive, maybe negative. So it might not be to the extent where a motherfucker gonna go grab a gun and go shoot somebody, but even if it's a seed of negativity, doesn't it, in your opinion, doesn't it have the potentiality to grow into something a little bit more dangerous? If not, based off other conditions along with it.
I mean, definitely. See, I don't want to pit it as where it's like you making a choice between what's right and wrong, and saying, well, wrong is this much appealing, and this is why I'm going with it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're looking at the reality of this type of music is out there, and we only enraged because of the boy's age and the lyrical content of what he's talking about. If you change the content, you like, oh, y'all heard that 6-year-old? He talking about the gods and goddesses. And now
keep talking, bro. I'm listening.
Yeah, it's like if he removed all that, all the street thug and all that, and he talked about the Nile River and melanin and energy and crystals and all that, people be on it, they'd be with it. And it's like nobody would say, well, you know what, he's too young to talk about crystals and transmigrating and all this and that. He's too young for that. Nobody would ever say that. But if he's talking about what the other people talking about, killing and stabbing and all this and that. Oh no. I just don't subscribe to that, man. I just don't. I know it's not right what he's talking about, but what the other rappers talking about, it ain't right neither. I ain't saying, oh, 'cause he's young, he get a pass too. No, all of them wrong. But singling him out, I don't, but
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm looking at this right here. Let me. Uh, so this is what you was talking about. Too low.
too low for rap a lot. Yeah, it's a song called "Bring It On." It's like the introduction to him. Uh, how old he was, but he was young. He definitely was young. He had an album on there called "Funky Little Nigga." Too low, funky little nigga on Rap a Lot in the '90s.
Can you hear that?
Nah,
You couldn't hear what I was just playing?
nope, nope, nope.
What the fuck is going on with the screen share? Sure. But yeah, I just pulled it up, but I was trying to get the play. But I see what you talking about. Rap a lot, too low here. So basically, the same shit been going on since the '90s.
It's been going on. They've been having young rappers just that back then it wasn't nothing big. When I first heard it, I was like, damn, this dude going in. And he had his own, this dude actually had a CD. Too low. Funky little nigga. He had a CD come out. I
Right.
wouldn't and I heard it. I listened to it. I was like, this is crazy right here.
Mm. So do you think the young black males and females, do you think the generation is worse now than it was when we were growing up? And I know you got about 10 years on me, so just from your generation, do you think it's worse now than it was growing up then?
Yeah, I think it's worse on multiple levels. It's worse in population. Um, it's worse in deaths, everything. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And do you feel that hip hop music, regardless who's to blame for it, the black community or the white infrastructure or the white music business, do you think it has a part to play in why the generations of today are much worse than the and when I say worse, I don't want to mean like in this totality of everyone, but just so far as the people that it applied to in the neighborhoods that it applied to, that's drug filled, crime filled, drilling, killing, whatever, So I don't want to generalize it across the board like that. But do you think hip hop music, or music in general, rap music, whatever, down south, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest drill music, do you think it has any part to play in the the decrease or the worsening of the generations of today versus the generations of your time?
Music, yeah. It provides a lot of times it provides a soundtrack, but not to the overwhelming majority. Because the overwhelming majority, they they're not the people that's out there doing that, and they're not even the victims. It's a large portion that's be the victims of people that's like that. But it's mainly just people that's just hanging out, victim of circumstance. Some people is intended targets, but most people stay in the house. So it's like he was just enjoying some negativity until it actually strikes home.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, there you have it. You know, we discussed this yesterday. You know, I don't think we got in depth with it like me and you did today. And you know, everyone on the panel yesterday expressed their opinions on, you know, their dislikes on it. Um, you know, I
And,
think.
and I want to
No,
say
go
that
ahead.
he spoke on saying that they didn't like the content, the lyrical content, and his age was a problem in conjunction with the lyrical content. If his lyrical content was about ABC, easy as one, two, three, and it would be okay. So it's like their thing switches because of different things. Mine never switched on nothing. My thing is saying that we already here, where we hear this type of stuff. Yeah, he young, whatever. That's going to be the anomaly of it because he's so young. Oh, you know. So and remember, I'm coming from hearing a dude named Tulo in the '90s, so it's no shock and all to me. It's like, okay, this is just another remixed version, the updated version, skinny jeans version of it. You know what I mean? So it's like the person that's freaking out, they the ones that's on the late freight, not me. I'm already on round two of it.
Right. Well, you know, the younger, you know, I would suspect it to be somewhat shocking, but like you said, like you seen this in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? You know, I wasn't familiar with the Tulo guy, and when I think back to what I know about music and my experience with music, I've never ran across anyone that I could think of off bat that was that young rapping about that type of rapping with that type of content. Um, so it caught my attention. You know, when I seen it, I'm like, damn, this little kid, like, he barely getting the words out. You know what I'm saying? Like he rapping, but like that still sound like mumble rap. You know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of make out a word or two. You know what I'm saying? But he,
I'm saying you got to find it because at first, because anytime it's a baby or a child that's rapping, for some reason, it's they don't they don't have enough sense to try to like baritone their voice or try to more husky their voice. They think it's just rap how you rap. And it's so high pitched you can't really even make out what it is. And sometimes even when you make out what it is, you can't make out is it a boy or a girl. So it's like for him, you can tell it was a boy, but you're trying to catch the cadence of like what is he saying? Like is this a young boy just saying? Is he even at one point you even think he's speaking a different language? But once you finally catch the cadence, you see that he's speaking American, and you can hear that. Okay, so this is a flow of where this is a dialect of where he live at. Then it start making sense where it ain't just like, oh, what is this? You know, at least that's what I hear. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
That's
mean, when I listen to it,
yeah, it
when I
ain't
when
garbage.
I you say what?
It's far from garbage. Can't nobody say like, oh, that is. You can say the content, his age, but you only say his age because of the content. That's the thing. So it's like we shouldn't even throw age out there. Just say his content. He just happened to be 6 years old. They feel he's too young to do this. He should wait.
So I
He should
mean,
wait.
it would be more acceptable if you heard that type of content coming from a you know, a 17-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I get what you're saying on that. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is at this point. What I like to see, me personally, this is me speaking. Um, what I like to see a 6 year old rapping about some, regardless, besides like clapping a nigga and coming around the block. Of course, um, if he was my son, would I allow him to rap like that? No, I wouldn't.
Me neither.
Um, right, you know what I'm saying? Do I think what he's rapping about has the potentiality to influence other 6 year olds or whatever, or 8 year olds or 9 year olds? It's a possibility. You know, this is off a, you know, this clip that I took was off a pretty popular Instagram page. So it's other kids that's watching it right now. Do I think that's a good thing? Because they're gonna see, just like if you can listen to it being your age and say, oh, okay, I'm kind of feeling it. then a 7, 8, 9-year-old to listen to it and say, okay, I'm kind of feeling it. Now, will that trickle into him actually doing something? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Does it add to any type of influential inkling in the mind to just be festering in some shape, form, or fashion? Maybe so. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a child might listen to this and just listen to it, and it don't affect them in no shape, form, or fashion, and they go get straight A's, be college professors or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say what it could? You know what I'm saying? Um, so it is what it is with that. From my opinion, um, I can't sit here and be on no high and mighty stuff because, like I said, when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, we was listening for niggas for life. We was listening to Mr. Scarface. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going around busting niggas and blowing niggas down. So I could I can see it from both ways. You know what I'm saying? Do I agree with it? No. But is it detrimental? I think it's more on the con side than the pro side. I think definitely with this situation, the cons outweigh the pros, personally. You know what I'm saying? So I would be more so, huh?
So the cons outweigh the pros as far as the youngster.
I would say, well, so far, I would say yeah. I would say yeah. I would say for the youngster's family, and for people, and for black people in totality, I would say yeah.
The pros outweigh the cons.
No, the cons outweigh the pros.
The cons outweigh the pros. Now, for somebody who's older, so one that's in their 20s, what they rap about the pills, the popping, and all that shit, pop the op, and all that shit. So what's the deal with that?
Do the cons outweigh the pros?
Yeah.
I would say the cons outweigh the pros regardless of the age. I would say the cons outweigh the pros regardless of the age, because I understand when I was younger listening to rap. It depends on the artist now. So now if we're just talking about this type of music, then the cons outweigh the pros. But if we're talking about an artist who may do this music, but then can showcase another side of himself and put that music out, then I would judge that different, because now it presents more of a balance. You see what I'm saying? But if it's just shoot 'em up, kill 'em, kill 'em, kill 'em, like, that's always a con to me. I don't give a fuck what age you are, because it's not realistic to life.
So the answer would be that, yeah, both of them, whether it's the youngster rapping that, the cons outweigh the pros, and whether it's somebody of age, the cons still outweigh the pros. So in reality, both of those is popping. One is popping more than the other one. The grown man doing the rapping like that, that outweighs the youngster. And we just feel like it'd be a shame if youngsters get more deep, and that becomes a bigger buzz. If it gets that level, I can see that, but allowing the older ones to be there, that's gonna progress. That's gonna help progress towards that, towards what you don't want. You know what I mean? And ain't no fight against that.
It ain't no fight against the older ones saying the same stuff.
Having them stop that, because the pros outweigh the cons, still, right? No matter
You
the
mean
age.
you saying the cons outweigh the pros, or the pros outweigh the cons?
No, the cons of the gangster rap outweigh the pros of it, regardless of age, right?
Yeah. If it's just all bang, 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 shoot 'em up, because it's
Exactly.
only shoot.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not even talking about the catchy gangster rap. You talking about this straight bang bang, shoot 'em up, kill a nigga, dead ops, all that.
Mm.
If the cons outweigh the pros of it, then why it ain't banned for all the categories of it, the age and all that stuff? Why?
Nah, that's the problem within itself right there. That's the problem within itself right there.
That's why I can't pick on the youngster doing it. It's like it's open season.
If it's good enough for a 17-year-old and we ain't tripping, then why we tripping when it's a 6-year-old? I mean,
If he was if I had the connection with him and he doing that, I would feel like, yeah, he being hated on because of his age. That discrimination, we might try to file a lawsuit. I discriminate against the youngster getting his money.
Hey, no. I mean, I see where you're coming from with it. I see where you're coming from with it.
Yeah,
You know
man.
Yeah. So, man, that's what it is, man. I think we didn't went in depth with it. I tried to pull out as many questions on the fly as I could with the conversation, to get a better understanding from your perspective. You know, and it is what it is with that.
Yeah, wouldn't go out and buy it. Wouldn't want mine to do that. Wouldn't wish for the next one to do that. But if I was in a position where I had to be speak up for it and I guess make it okay because it's a family member or I'm getting something up out of it, I know how to and it make perfect sense.
So we gonna work this shit.
Everybody, oh, his age, oh, the lyrical content. That's all you saying, but you hear that all day, but you don't want to hear it from a younger dude. Which I understand. Nobody wants to be walking down the street and you hear a 7-year-old saying, F you mother, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. Nobody wants to do that. But if this youngster here is making money off of that, and older ones doing that too, I don't see why you want to stop him. That's why
Right.
Making money, yeah.
There we go. Well, all right, man. Shit, we gonna wrap it up, man. You know what I'm saying? We came and hit it. We did a continuation from yesterday's discussion. Mind Over Matter was able to get his piece in, to add some clarity from his perspective. And man, that is what it is. So we'll be coming back. If we don't hit y'all no more this week, we'll definitely be coming back at our scheduled time, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the share button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Let's pump the page up. Hit the likes and shit. And man, we out, man. Ears to the Street with Factor Entertainment Meet. I'm HG, Mind Over Matter. We out.